بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the assistance of Allah, we began to have a concise commentary of Quran. We reached to chapter Baqara. This chapter is the longest chapter of Quran which is revealed in Medina. It has 286 verses. Please listen to verse 244 and 245.
وقاتلوا في سبيل الله واعلموا أن الله سميع عليم. من ذا الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا فيضاعفه له أضعافا كثيرة والله يقبض ويبسط وإليه ترجعون.
And fight in the way of Allah, and now that Allah is hearing, knowing. من ذا الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا فيضاعفه له أضعافا كثيرة والله يقبض ويبسط وإليه ترجعون. Who is it that will offer to Allah a goodly gift, so He will multiply it to him manifold, and Allah straightens and amplifies, and you shall be returned to Him. In previous verse, Allah criticized some people who ran away from war. They ran away from death, in another word, and Allah punished them and took their life. In this verse, Allah says, وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ. When it is the case that there is no way to run away from death, when Allah has written a time for a death, we should understand that there is as we understand from different narrations, there are two different times for the death of anybody. One, the one which is flexible. It means, as we understand from narration, a person can postpone his death. Sometimes the narration says, if you do such a thing, a person is going to die by accident or sickness or something like that because of his deed. Opposite of that, a person will postpone his death by, for example, giving the charity, by visiting the members of the family, those who have blood relation with them. So we understand by these narrations that sometimes the time of the death will be postponed, sometimes will happen earlier. This is the time which is flexible. It depends to our deeds, our actions. And there is another time that, as we understand from Quran and narration, which is not postponed in any circumstances. It will not be changed in any circumstances. And this is ajalin musamma. Ajalin musamma, it means the death which is written down and it is not flexible in any circumstances, in any situation. Allah says, since there is a time that everybody is going to die, and when some people run away from death, Allah will take their life, so there is no reason to be scared from war. Allah says, وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ and try to fight in the way of Allah. وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ, and be sure that Allah is hearing, is knowing. After that, Allah says, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. Who is the person who is ready to give a loan to Allah? فَيُضَاعِفَهُ لَهُ أَضْعَافًا كَثِيرَةً. Then as a result, Allah will multiply it to the person manifold, and Allah straightens and amplifies. Allah says, who is the person to give loan to Allah? This is a very beautiful sentence. Allah doesn't say, give a loan to people. Who is the person who is ready to give a loan to somebody? Allah says, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. Who is ready to give a good loan to Allah? Allah wants to say that when you give a loan to a person who is in need, don't worry about the returning back, taking the money, or the reward that you are going to take. Be sure that you got it the same time that you gave the money to a person, as you have given to Allah. When you have given to Allah, be sure that Allah is going to multiply, and you established a wonderful credit for yourself with Allah. مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. So we will see that the relation between this verse and the previous one is immediately after talking about the war, Allah is talking regarding to spending the money, giving the money as a loan. People, when they are going to war, definitely they need money. They need money to live for their family. They need money to spend in the war. Because of that, Allah started to say that is there anybody to spend money in the way of Allah, which is a qardul hasana, good loan. So those who are going to the war, they need such a money. And not only in the war, we can use this verse in any circumstances, even if it is not the war, there is not war, to give the money as a loan to other people. Then Allah says, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. Who is the person who is ready to give a loan to Allah? This is one point. Then Allah brought one attribute for that. قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. It means we have good loan. قَرْضًا حَسَنًا, it means a good loan. To give a loan to Allah, but with one attribute, good loan. It means Allah wants to say that sometimes people give a loan, but it doesn't have a value in the viewpoint of Allah. People will not get reward for that. They give loan, but Allah does not give the reward. The loan that a person gives to Allah should be good loan. Okay, how we can understand that this loan is a good loan or not? In Tafsir Majma'ul Bayan, which belonged to great scholar Allama Tabarsi, when he is talking about the verse 11 on chapter Hadid, that Allah says, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا فَيُضَاعِفَهُ لَهُ وَلَهُ أَجْرٌ كَرِيمٌ. Who is there that will offer to Allah a good gift, so He will double it for him, and he shall have an excellent reward. In that verse, when Allama Tabarsi is talking about this verse, that Allah says, قَرْضًا حَسَنًا, good loan, he starts to explain and says, a loan that Allah is asking for that and calling this is the loan to Allah has certain conditions. And he mentioned several conditions for that to understand which loan is qardan hasana, is the good loan in the viewpoint of Allah. One, Allah says it should be from halal money. It should be from the money that a person made it in a halal way. We should understand that when our business is haram, is illegal Islamically, it is not according to Islamic law. When a person sells wine, when a person, for example, God forbidden, play gambling, if a person takes usury, he should understand that this money will not become clean by giving the money to charity or as a loan. No, it is impossible. This is haram money. This is the money that is illegal Islamically. None of these money belongs to him at the same time that in the time of business he has committed sin. So one sin, the money when he was working to have income, like gambling, selling the wine, or any other business like that. Selling the pig, for example. Because selling is forbidden. And selling the wine, for example, or gambling itself, even if you don't have income, even if you lose, still you have committed sin. So we should understand that when a person has an income from these sources, to have income, to play such a thing, such a game is forbidden. And after that, he cannot use that money because this money does not belong to him. So first condition, the money should be from halal source. Second, it should be something which is usable. When a person gives something to charity which is not usable, nobody can use it, he should not be happy that I have given in the way of Allah. To other person the same. When the money or anything else, when it is not usable, a TV which is not working, I cannot say I'm giving to charity. It is not working. When a person, for example, gives something as a loan that is wrong and is not fixable, is not considered as a loan. Another condition, they said, when you give somebody, you should not mention it and bother it, the person that who has taken. You should keep his dignity and respect. Imagine that somebody asks you to take $1,000 as a loan, and he has a respect among the members of the community. You will come, you will give him a loan, and you will come in front of 10 people of his friends. You say, I gave you money as a loan. Why you didn't give me yesterday? Why you didn't come to visit me? I gave you money as a loan. This is something that destroys the reward that I could make it from such a loan. So we should not bother and we should not destroy the dignity of somebody or hurt the dignity and respect for others by mentioning. Another condition, we should not give to show off. Some people will do something good, but they destroy it. They give to show off. Either they mention to other people, or they will give publicly, intentionally. They want to achieve the respect in the society. This is something that Allah says definitely is not going to change the reward. So it should be secretly between a person and Allah until a person makes reward. Another condition, Allah Tabarsi says, when a person gives as a loan, he should give at the same time that he shows his happiness, that he is doing something wonderfully. Not to give at the same time that he shows it's very, very difficult to spend money. To show the happiness is when we worship Allah, because it is like obeying Allah. So when we obey Allah, we should be happy. And also, Allah says a person who gives loan, he should give immediately. Don't delay it. When somebody asks you for today and you have money, don't tell him, come tomorrow, come next week, come home, come at work. Look, talk to my friends. Inshallah, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to think about it. Don't delay. And another one, a person who gives money as a loan, he should be thankful to Allah that he has such a facility to give a loan to others. These are some of the conditions for Qarzul Hasana. Qarzul Hasana, it means good loan. When you want to achieve such a reward that Allah will multiply, and when you give such a money, is giving money to the hand of Allah and to Allah. Qarz in Arabic means caught, and it is said to loan a caught because a person caught some of his money and gives to somebody else. Then Allah says, فَيُضَاعِفَهُ لَهُ أَضْعَافًا كَثِيرًا. When a person gives to somebody as a loan, Allah is going to multiply it. يُضَاعِف means multiply. أَضْعَافًا كَثِيرًا. كَثِيرًا also, it means a lot. أَضْعَافًا كَثِيرًا, it means multiply a lot. It means a lot times to a lot. And it means that Allah is going to give a number, a lot that nobody even can imagine or count it. Inshallah, in next section, I'm going to continue to talk about the same verse. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.